So you see, this is the Magnetolith machine. It is consisting of a probe and a console. And it is very easy to use because it's only one button to press. Now it is active. And it is very active, you will see in a second. So you can see how far the energy is reaching. And you even can see that besides the probe there is no action, and coming into the coil there is the action. So if the machine is on and you do like this, you see the induction of energy. If you do the very same experiment with a PEMF machine, you will not see this, because PEMF is much slower and has much less energy. So in March 2020, I was lucky to receive one of the first machines in Germany. And I'm combining, in the moment, combined shockwaves and EMTT on nearly every indication I'm doing. So 95% of all my patients receive combined radial pressure waves, focus shock waves, and EMTT. So in the moment, the machine is approved for all musculoskeletal diseases to improve or to reduce pain and to improve function. We see very good results on bones. So if you have a bone healing problem, it will heal faster. If we have tendon problems on the Achilles tendon, on the shoulder tendon, we have a large trial done there. We can double the results with shockwave. We see positive effects on the muscles, and we see positive effects on nerves. So actually 17 years ago I started with shockwave, and without shockwave my life has been very different. So in the end shockwave changed my life.
Well, there are basically a lot of advantages of using the EMTT device. From my personal view, I think the medical outcome, the medical benefit is the most important one which you can achieve with the Magnetolith. We have several studies done in the area of musculoskeletal disorders such as tendinopathies, such as osteitis pubis, arthrosis. So we have a very broad spectrum of using EMTT. That is one point. The second point is that it can be used quite easily. So it does not require tremendous training, so you can use it right away as practitioner. And it is also very nice and comfortable for the patient. The patient doesn't need to undress during the treatment, which is especially in disorders like acute inflammatory quite comfortable to use, because you don't need to undress. Well, the EMTT device is quite a complex product, similar to a shockwave device product. It contains very complex electronic components which need to be assembled in a way that you get a very reliable product, and that is the reason why we have this cost on the machine. Well, Storz Medical follows a 6-step development process, which starts with the idea creation phase. In this case, we work together with our partner, Professor Ludger Gerdesmeyer, who brought up the idea and affected Storz Medical in terms of developing an EMTT device. The second step is describing the product characteristics. And that is a very important point for us, because we want to clearly differentiate from PEMF devices using a high oscillating magnetic field, at the same time having a high magnetic field strength. So that is describing the product characteristics. The second one is a concept solution, where the engineers, the technical engineers, work on a solution, on the technical concept, which is then followed by the development process, developing the device with a functional model, which is then afterwards tested and brought into production and finally onto the market. Well, that is a quite interesting question. So if you have a look onto our portfolio of existing devices, we have in orthopedics, radial shockwave devices as well as focused shockwave devices. So EMTT is a perfect fit to our product portfolio in order to extend our solution towards our customers.
Oh, it's very well perceived. So most of the customers are existing shockwave customers because the effect of EMTT is quite similar, the biological effects I mean, than focused shockwave. As a consequence, most of the focused shockwave users, they decided to buy EMTT as well. Let's talk about the costs in a second, but the number one answer for why clinics decide to have an EMTT is because they would like to have faster results. This is the number one argument, to have faster recovery, to get patients better, faster. Because see, Sturz Medical is a shockwave company. We do shockwaves from A to Z, but nothing else than shockwave. To have EMTT was kind of like a new thing to us because it's not matching with our strategy actually, because it's not shockwave. However, this technology fits perfectly to focused shockwaves. Why? Because it's a better healing, a faster healing without so it's an additional treatment without any extra time for the therapist. Because EMTT can be used on the patient simultaneously than focused shockwave or radial shockwave. So it's like two therapies without any extra time for the doctor or for the user. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. And now, maybe at this point, let me also comment let me do some comments on the PEMF devices. Because this is actually a challenge in the market to make people understand that EMTT is using magnetic waves to have a therapy, to create an effect, same like PEMF devices. However, it's a different procedure. So EMTT is very much different than PEMF devices, so you cannot compare. This is also why you cannot compare the costs. And yes, we created the expression EMTT. However, it's not protected. I mean, we're open for anybody to use it because we would like to spread this technology in the market because it's helping patients so much more, and it is just different than PEMF. You cannot compare. Well, this is a good question. I wish I had a proper answer to this. So, of course, I mean, Korea is a key market to us. Korea is a shockwave country, so we have an extremely good partner here. So we just hope to stay with them and to bring more machines into the Korean market and to help more doctors and to help more patients here in the beautiful country of Korea. Well, this is, as I said before, it's a perfect match. It's a perfect match because it's different and at the same time it's similar because the biological effects of EMTT are quite similar to a focused shockwave. At the same time, it is also different because focused shockwave or even radial shockwave always works on one spot, like here, for instance, or here. In contrast to that, EMTT works on a complete region. So you can treat a complete shoulder, a complete elbow, lower back pain, So, and this is extremely good for so-called unspecific pain, because sometimes people or patients says, my pain is here. And then you can use shockwave and treat exactly here. If people say, you know, my pain is here, then what do? Then EMTT comes in, because in the radius of 18 centimeters on both sides of the loop, you have a therapeutical effect, and you can treat a complete shoulder, complete hip, complete knee, and so on.